This is Iron Sharpens Iron Council. Welcome to the evolution. Guys, here is the George Floyd bill proposal. Okay, let me go through it. I have all the instructions and everything. Basically, any one of us, okay, man and woman, any one of us can propose a bill. That bill gets voted on by members of Congress, okay? And when that bill is approved and passes, it becomes an act, which is a federal law, okay? So that's what I'm proposing here when it comes to Mr. George Floyd losing his life. I do not want his life to be lost in vain. And so therefore, I'm tired of the empty rhetoric, and it's time for us to take it up a notch, okay? All right, the proposal of the George Floyd bill. The title: the George Floyd bill is for the passing of the George Floyd law for the George Floyd Federal Act. The purpose: to make any acts of violence committed by any law enforcement employee at any and every level of government a federal crime, punishable with the accountability actions that are listed below. This bill includes any and all acts of violence committed with the use of deadly force, which causes any mental trauma, physical trauma, bodily harm, or death to a civilian will be subject to the terms of violations of the George Floyd Act. This act is to ensure the equal access to public safety and protection of all people doing police interaction, with a focus on the extreme protection of Indigenous, Aboriginal, and indigent people. The intent is to hold all law enforcement officers accountable for any and all injury or death to the people that they are supposed to serve and protect, specifically any police officer who commits an act of violence which caused the harm, injury, or death of any unarmed man, woman, or young woman of any age will be in violation of the George Floyd Act. Here are the accountability actions. A, immediate creation and implementation of a George Floyd Act division to oversee all other law enforcement officers at every level of government for the receipt and processing of all claims against law enforcement employees who violate the George Floyd Act at the local, state, and federal levels. Basically, this is going to be the policing of the police. This division will be over and above and be the overseers of even the internal affairs department or division of law enforcement. Okay, so B, immediate dismissal of the officer or employee without any pay and a loss of work-related pension within 24 hours. C, immediate arrest of the officer involved pending investigation within 24 hours. D, immediate release of the police report within 24 hours. E, immediate forfeiture and escrow of all property belonging to the violators of the George Floyd Act. For the transfer to the victim or the immediate family members of the victim subjected to violations of the George Floyd Act. F, immediate granting of diplomatic immunity for the victim or the immediate family members of the victim that was subjected to the violations of the George Floyd Act for the rest of their natural life, effective immediately. The application: this applies to all police department employees, basically all of the, law enforcement agencies. Okay, not all law enforcement agencies who are employed as police officers within the United States who commit a violation of the act. Okay, effective date: effective immediately upon being passed into law. And I put my name here as the introducer. I introduced by Ann Smith, founder of IronSharpensIronCouncil.com. Submitted by, you put your autograph, which is also known as your signature. Okay. The designator is LS, which stands for Living Soul. And then you put your name, your address, your email, and your phone number. Okay, so here are the instructions on who to send it to and everything like that. And so I'm going to allow you guys to just download this proposed bill, and you can send it to your representatives. Okay, if everyone does this, I believe we will start to see sweeping changes, because we got to start hitting these people in their pocket, okay, in their wallets and in their purse, okay? If they don't suffer financial repercussions and devastation, this is going to continue. We're going to see a lot more of this, okay? This is the only way that it's going to stop. It's going to end. We have to police the police, and we have to have sweeping repercussions, okay, and consequences that they have to face, and I'm talking about immediately, okay? So I certainly am throwing my hat in the ring. I want to be a member of the George Floyd division when it is ramped up, when it's created at the federal level, because I want to be able to oversee, and I want to make sure that all people are represented in that specific division of the Department of Justice. And I want to make sure that it's ramped up at every level of government, local, state, and federal. I want it to be in every county, in every state, and in every vicinity, every corner of the United States of America. That's the goal. That's the principle here. Enough with the empty rhetoric, enough with the empty promises. And I'm glad to hear that the officers who were involved, they are finally now being charged, and I don't know if they're going to be arrested. I don't know if they're going to be held out on bond. But if you go to the link, which I'm going to provide to you, you will see the link to subscribe. All you have to do is put in your best email address, and then you'll be able to download the proposal for the new George Floyd bill. Okay? There's a bill, it's a process. You have to submit the bill, and one of the representatives will propose it, and then it's voted on, and then it's passed, if it's, majority rule. If it's passed by, the majority, it is passed as law, and it becomes a federal act, okay? So each one of you, I'm telling you, the pen is mightier than the sword. It's time, family. Stop all the rioting and destruction of property. I mean, I don't condone it, but I get it. I understand it. But I'm telling you, that's not going to do any bit of good in the long run. People going to get arrested. People going to lose their life. And you really soil and sully the legacy of, this man who you are writing for, which defeats the purpose, right? Let's do things, and let's do things effectively. How about that? So, these lawmakers out here, they are too safe, okay? They are entirely too, away from, the boots on the ground situation. They are just, sitting back and watching all of this rioting and all of this, people, the passions running high. No. We need to write them, okay? I have the instructions on how to find your state representative, okay? I have the links. I have 3 links, I believe, to the government websites where you can zero in and find the names and the addresses of your state representative, and you just send the bill template to them. You sign it. All you have to do is print it, change it to your information at the bottom, and you send that out to them. I made it like super, super, super simple for you to do. Okay. This is an aggressive plan to take back the laws, take back the control of these renegade law enforcement agencies that cover for each other. We are now going to take it back because we are the people. They work for us. We are the public, right? So these public officials, it's time for them to answer to us, okay? They have to answer. They answer to us, but they have switched our roles. Enough is enough is enough. Time to stop the open season and letting renegade law enforcement agency employees do whatever the hell they want to do. That's over. In order to honor George Floyd's his legacy, don't let the media, the news cycle of the media, don't let it just, die down, because you know what they'll do. They'll wait to go to the next story, and then we won't hear anything about this man's life and legacy ever again. I don't want that to happen. We have to send out this proposal. It has to become law. Members of Congress, they can hold an emergency session. And anyone who votes against this bill, fire them, replace them at the next election cycle, get rid of them, or run for office yourself. Okay, it's time for us to take back control. So it begins with this George Floyd Act, but it has to go through the whole bill proposal process. But anyone who stands in the way, they're letting their true colors be seen. How about that? Okay, so I'm going to have the link for you to be able to enter your email, and you can download the template. I want this to go wild. I want everyone at every corners of America to send this template out. It has to go through, and it has to go through now. Okay, we're going to give them a time period to respond, but you're going to stay on it, and you're going to stay on top of it. By the time you download the document, you'll be on the list, and I'll keep you abreast, and we'll be in touch, and we'll stay on it. Okay. I'm sending the template out to my state representatives. I am in Maryland, but every state representative at every county needs to be contacted and needs to receive this one. It's just one page. I made it super simple, and anybody who has a Google Drive, you don't even have to retype it. Okay, so I made it as simple as possible. I'm tired of it, guys. I'm tired of it. Family, let's move as one. Unity is the answer, is the solution. And it's time for us to just do something about it. So I'm going to have the link in the video description box. I keep, glancing over to the news cycle, and it's sickening. But also, if anyone is in contact with the family of George Floyd, please have the Floyd family contact me so that I can assist them personally, okay, so that they can be granted diplomatic immunity now. They do not have to wait for this law to be enacted, okay? Anyone who wants to support this organization, is a nonprofit. I'll leave the link also for you to purchase or enroll in the course for diplomatic immunity. That is very effective. It works, and I just want everyone to be safe and to receive the fair treatment that they are supposed to receive. I mean, I'm just all over the map because this is so upsetting. I'm sorry, guys. I've been writing this for about 2 days, and I was so upset I couldn't even finish it, but I finally forced myself to finish it, because this open season is not open season on a particular class of people. This bill is open season on racism. Okay, we're getting rid of that. We are going to make it so bad that any law enforcement agency who violates this new act, they are not going to get away with it, and they're going to pay dire consequences. Okay, and it's just time. We got to hit them. We got to hit them in the pocketbook. We got to hit them in the wallet and the pocketbook, and it will end. It will come to a screeching halt. All this marching and protesting and, and boohoo and crying. That's not going to do any bit of good. Okay, let's honor George's legacy by creating this act, this new law that makes it a violation, and they face they'll lose their pension, they'll lose their livelihoods, and they'll lose their liberty. All of that, all bundled into one law. It's time, guys. All right, I'm done. I'm gonna try to compose myself, but you guys be well. I love you. Let's get to work.